Good afternoon, everybody. I think this time I'm going to do a little different, and you're going to have to pardon my rustiness on the Magician. I haven't played Magician in months. But I'm parked in Butcher Block, which means probably next to the Crazed goblins. Let's hope that the camp is open for me. Oh, wait. Here's some kid screaming outside. Where the heck am I? Oof, I'll find the spot. Alright, I think I'm... Isn't it right over here? Oh yeah, that's the bandits that are hiding, so I think it's just right over here. Seriously, I'm just so annoyed. Can't figure out where I'm at. I'm running slow and it's dark. Let's just cast that eyeball and just see if I can... if it's quicker than me running. God, it's not even better. Thought this might be easier. Wait, so this is the doors. Should be just around here. Is this it? I'm looking for the Crazed Goblin camp. And then on the right. Where the hell? Watch him attack me. Now I wonder if, since he aggroed me, will he come for me? And the mouse isn't... Oh, there it goes. Yep, he did. He aggroed me. So annoying. Oh, I can summon a cold stone to see better. See guys, I told you I forgot how to play. So let's summon a cold stone. Put that in my inventory and I can see so much better. You forget these things. It's not working. There it goes. So it seems like things don't work from your inventory anymore. Oh, I'm overweight too. I have 900. So I'll give weapons to my pet. I'll give the 2 fine steel daggers to reduce my weight. But I'm still overweight. Where the heck is the goblin camp? I thought it was right here. Like, I'm pretty sure I know where to go, but it's right there. So when I get there, let's summon my pet, put up major shielding. Let's give ourselves 40 minutes of game time. It's going to be a shorter episode. Watch me do all this in the camp. There it is. Thank God. Thank God. Right, we'll get things set up. And I see a goblin. It's blue. Nice. Greater summonings. We're going to get ourselves a fire elemental. So, I'm not even going to worry about... I decided I'm not going to stress about the... It was interrupted. I'm not going to stress about the experience. You'll lose half your experience if your pet does over half the damage. I don't care anymore, okay? It's going to be a slower leveling process, but I'm tired of stressing about the XP management, like the damage management. So let's just do whatever. It's just going to play for fun. Let's give him 2 weapons to increase my weight. Let's also give him this, a small bit of AC, and I'm not giving him these. Those are too good. That should do. Now I'll have to summon myself an extra one of those necklaces, the cold stones, because I want to see. All right. That's why I was running so slow. I'm overweight too. Okay, there's my mana bar. I don't know why everything's set up like this. It's usually not organized this weirdly. Okay, so I got the pet. Now I need to put up major shielding. Oh, Phantom Chain. I forgot all about that. Inferno Shield. So here's my spells that I'm using. Shock of Spikes, which is a nuke. We have Burnout 2 for the pet. Oh, I can summon Fangs for the pet too. Renew Summoning's a healing the pet. Alright, let's just do Burnout. First, major shielding on myself. Burnout on the pet. Man, I really do not know how to play Magician anymore. It's been so long. So there's a blue mob. I've got 60% mana. That's probably not enough. And let's take a look through my spells right before I fight. I've got... Inferno Shield. I think this is one you can put on yourself or maybe even the pet. Phantom Chain is one I can put on myself. Shield of Flame. Let's give the pet Inferno Shield. I think that's how it works. So he already got Berserk. I'll send him in. Oh, it didn't take hold. Oh, he's already got a damage shield on. Duh. So I just wasted a lot of mana. Alright, I took aggro. Oh, and I'm running slow too. Taunting. He took aggro again. Okay, let's start nuking again. One more. Sit. Well, let's take a look at the experience. I'm almost halfway through level 31. Oh, he's taking damage. He's doing fine. Okay, since I don't need Inferno Shield, let's place something else. How about we do Phantom Chain? No, I better not because I'm not going to play very long. So I'll do Renew Summoning on the pet. No, let's just wait. I have Renew Summoning up. And then there's really no other spells that I need to place on here. You've got Gate up. Okay. Summon. I think I'll just put Summoning. Lesser Shielding. I'll put on Shield of Flame and I can put that on myself if I need to, Inferno Shield. So I can use that on myself, that's easy. Alright, so the pet is nearly ready. We'll just give it one heal. And just wait a few more seconds. So I went out to the movies yesterday. I saw a pretty good movie. The movie's called Weapons, and it's a horror film, so if you're not into horror films, of course you wouldn't recommend it. It's also got a lot of gory scenes in it. The movie's really slow-paced in the beginning. They have a bunch of jump scares in the first maybe 45 minutes, but I think they do that to keep people from walking out early because not a whole lot happens in the early parts of the movie. It's a very slow build up, and it eventually becomes like this crescendo at the end of the movie where everything's happening. So it's very intense. It's like a horror film and a thriller. A lot of paranormal stuff in there, which is awesome. And the cast was so good. There's a, I won't tell you too much about the plot, but there's this guy played by Josh Brolin. He's a grieving father. A bunch of kids went missing. The teacher's kind of hated by everyone, including the Josh Brolin character. And they kind of team up. But then there's a principal. He's a really fun character, the Asian principal, the alcoholic school teacher, and then there's this local town junkie. He's also kind of a character, is interesting. And so the cast really makes that movie, I say. And so I didn't think it was an amazing movie, but it was pretty good. But what surprised me is that even today, I'm sitting there thinking about the film. All right, so, oops. Let's try it again. Oh, I fizzled. I want to send him into attack. I guess I was too far away. I'll wait till I see damage on the pet, and then I know he's got aggro. So I'm going to keep running. There he goes. He just took damage. Make sure he holds damage or aggro, and I'll get max distance, and I'm going to nuke again. One more nuke. That should probably give me full XP. If not, it doesn't matter. I don't care. So, also the movie wasn't that packed, and it was a really good movie crowd. There were some scenes where I expected a lot of laughter, but no one laughed, so it was surprising. But the jump scares were very predictable. I was almost like, okay, here comes a loud scene. And exactly like I was expecting, a loud, moment happened, very loud and jarring. But I predicted all those moments, and I was anticipating them. And then I really didn't know what was going on throughout the movie, as far as like what's causing everything strange to happen. It caught me by surprise, but it really reminded me of like a lot of Stephen King horror films. Paranormal mixed in with like crime drama. It was so good. And I'm really picky about movies. I tend to watch the same movies over and over and over again once I find some I like. Because I was just watching Fargo again. I watched Fargo about 4 days ago, and I was sitting there eating my food, and I put on Fargo again because I just love the dialogue in that movie. And so I think this movie called Weapons also has pretty good dialogue, the characters. There's not a lot of background noise going on in the movie, so you can hear the dialogue. I hate when you're watching a movie and there's like background music or background stuff and you can't hear what they're saying and you have to almost read it. I find a lot of movies are like that, but this movie, the dialogue was really clear, easy to understand, and I felt like it was all pretty meaningful dialogue, and the character development was so good. I got really invested in the characters in the movie, and I think they pulled off like what could have been a bad movie and made it into a really good movie. So yeah, there was one scene where the bad guy was attacking someone, and he was just like headbutting him over and over, and it just like completely smashed his skull and caved in, and it was just like over the top gore, and I was like, wow. Nothing really makes me cringe except for this one scene. I was looking over at my sister because I went with my sister, and she was like covering her eyes. It was just so disgusting. This guy was attacking someone, and the person being attacked is fending themselves off, so they're reaching on the counter, grabbing any random thing to defend themselves, and their hand just kind of, feeling around, and they grab like a potato peeler, and so they take the potato peeler right to someone's face, and it's like, it wasn't just like a quick, they showed the potato peeler just like scraping over and over, and I was like, oh my gosh, over the top, kind of cringy moments. Okay guys, I think I'm ready for another fight, but let me get my music going. Typical white bat audio. So there's no big rush because I'll have to wait for the next one to spawn. But let's send the pet in. Go ahead and throw up the shock of spikes. Pull him back because he's coming right for me. Pet's taunting him. Stop and turn. Ooh, he's right on me. Right, Pet? You got him? Good. All right. Another nuke. I guess here we go. One more nuke. Probably didn't need to do that nuke. Yeah, I didn't need to do that one. That was a waste. That's okay. We're going to wait for the next ones to spawn. So there's 3 of them here. This is the most chill camp in the game, or one of the top 10 chill camps. So there was the 3, and the next one's going to spawn right by that tree right there. So all we have to do is just sit right here and watch. 3 rounds of experience, and I'm easily over halfway through my level. So yeah, it's going to be a short video. I've really been doing a lot of research into investing. I know it's my favorite new topic to talk about, and I have a friend who's really good at investing. They do like risk management, and they're a college professor, and they teach economic stuff. So anyways, I shared my portfolio with them, kind of asking them, what do you think, and they gave some advice, and I was talking to my sister about investing too, and I was like, okay, here's what my plan is for my own self-directed Roth IRA. So it's going to be focused a lot on growth stuff. So I'm going to pick this exchange traded fund, which is going to cover the S&P 500 companies. So that's the top 500 companies in the US. It buys basically shares on all of them. So you own ownership in 500 top companies. So you're not likely to lose a lot, but you're not likely to gain a lot because you're not just focused on one company, which can go up or down drastically. So you expect subtle gains, subtle losses whenever the market goes up and down. The other ETF, Exchange Traded Fund, I'm going to be focused on is called QQQM, and that's focused on the NASDAQ 100 top technology companies in the US. So things like Meta, Apple, just the tech companies, and Microsoft. So, and then the other ETF I'm focused on is going to be high dividend yield, focused on like Dow Jones Industrial Average. So one called SCHD. I'm going to buy a lot of that stuff too. I love dividends. And then I'm going to have a lot more high yield dividends too, just a smaller focus in my portfolio. So it's going to be SPI, SPYI, and QQQI, and some other, weekly dividends as well, just for fun. So that's going to be a big thing. And then I'm going to show some very small portion of international stocks. So ETF called VT, and all these are picked because of the diversity and the low expense ratios. So you're going to be managing your own portfolio, and the ETFs are passively managed. So they're very low expense ratios on them. And I find this stuff a lot of fun. And I'm planning out my future. I'm kind of addressing like how long I want to work. And it's just so much fun. I don't know. I'm obsessed with like this stuff. Even when I was a kid, I was obsessed with this stuff. I just didn't know how to get started. And thankfully, all this internet technology is helping people kind of learn from this comfort of their home, as opposed to like going to some financial person, which I really don't think you need, but I think that stuff's a good idea. If I didn't want to learn about the stuff, then I would definitely go that way. But I have my Roth IRA is professionally managed, and I'm looking to self-direct manage it as soon as January comes, and I can buy my own picks. You can also save a bit of money for individual stock companies that you like, Walmart, if that's like something you believe in, Walmart or Amazon or Tesla, or whatever you think. Personally, I like Walmart. I used to work at Walmart when I was younger. I was those cart parking lot attendants, and you go out and get all the carts and bring them back. I did that job, and that was one of my favorite jobs. I also worked at Walmart when they were renovating a regular Walmart and turning it into a super Walmart. They had a lot of temporary workers there, and I started working there while they were remodeling, and then they kept me on and wanted me to work in a department. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And I ended up moving. But I had a great time in my life working retail jobs, which is why whenever I left the Army, I thought about being a pharmacist, because it kind of mixes that science and chemistry and all that stuff with retail world. So I really love the retail world. So I believe Walmart's one of those companies that's doing great with innovating, the curbside deliveries, the online stuff. And there it is, guys, we're ready to fight again. So I need to throw up Burnout again. Likely his Burnout ran out. And Burnout's going to make him fight like a champ. He went berserk. So this time I'm going to try not to take aggro. Let's let him take some hits first. In fact, let's let him get the experience. I'm going to do renew summonings. Alright, now I'm going to nuke the goblin. Let's nuke the goblin. And sit. It was so easy. I like the non-melee damage, so he's got like a tiny nuke for 27 damage, and he does it repeatedly. It's so cool. Also, the great thing about the fire pet, let's give him this ring mail. Not that it matters, I just don't want to have this extra weight on me. And the pet to me is blue, so he's a nice, strong, healthy pet. Forgot what I was talking about. So we're waiting on the next one to spawn. He should be spawning right in front of that grave. So I'll probably end up watching the rest of Fargo in a bit. Yeah, I had a good time with my sister. I also bought some lights from Amazon, and my headlight was out, my front right headlight, and we replaced those. So she's got smaller hands, so I have trouble like reaching the all the compartments that you need. That's why I could never be a mechanic. I just don't have patience for it. And she used her hands to get in there and unscrew the clips and stuff, and then anyways, I did most of the work, but there's one part where I needed her to use her hands. And I got my lights working, so thankfully. Never do trust buying stuff off Amazon, though. Right, where's the goblin? Oh yeah, I was talking about different companies that I believe in. So Walmart's one of them. I think Walmart will be here for around for a while. And that one pays dividends too, I think. I think one of the big companies that pay dividends are like Visa, Home Depot, Broadcom, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all those ones, ones that are going to be here forever. And the reason why those companies always do good is because they innovate. They got their major product like Coca-Cola. It's been around forever. But they also buy like other things. Like Pepsi owns a lot of different companies. Like KFC, when you go to KFC, they always serve Pepsi. Because I think PepsiCo owns KFC. They own all that. And I don't know which ones Coca-Cola owns, but they serve their own drinks at their own restaurants. I like Dr. Pepper too. I think Dr. Pepper is really big in the South, like a Texas thing, but of course they got it everywhere. But something about Texas, people like Dr. Pepper a lot, especially in the summertime when it's hot. You got an ice cold Dr. Pepper. Okay, where's the goblin? I must be missing something. Maybe I was meditating for a long time and there he is. Alright, so second round of goblin killing. Send in the pet. Let him take a little damage first. Now I'm going to nuke. Alright, didn't even steal aggro. Super easy. Let's nuke again. Let's just nuke 3 times. One more nuke and I'll take all the experience. Oh wait, one of them must have been a partial resist. No, they did full damage. That was good. Clan Faction, Clan Runny Eye, Guardians of the Veil got better. King's Orb got better. Storm Guard, I think King's Orb is like the big eyeball. Storm Reapers, I'm not sure which faction Storm Reapers is. Guardians of the Veil, I think that's like the halflings. Storm Guard, I think those are the dwarves, like the warrior dwarves, I don't know. Clan Runny Eye. Of course, Runny Eye Citadel, but these are really far away from the Clan Runny Eye place, so I don't know what they're doing way out here in Butcher Block Mountains. They're way out of their territories. Alright guys, one more goblin. I think I'm going to refresh his burnout too. He needs another boost. Can I get myself burnout? Oops, I casted the wrong one. Tell you what, I'm going to actually take damage on the next one, so I'm going to use myself as a meat shield. So I'm going to give myself burnout, and I'm going to... I don't know, burnout can only work on pets, but I'm going to give myself damage shield. Let's try it out. I need at least 50% mana though. And hopefully I'll gain some combat skill. So the weekend's over. I had a great time on my time off. I didn't play as much EverQuest as I planned to, but I had a lot of fun. And I think what tied me up was going to the movies, studying stock market stuff, watching videos on YouTube. I'll tell you what I didn't do on my day off is I didn't clean my apartment. I cleaned a little bit, but it's still kind of bad. Alright, let's pull out the phone and see what's going on. Yeah, had a good time. Back to work tomorrow. I try my best to get to bed early tonight, but I'm going to put this video, upload it. It's already 6:20 p.m., so I'm going to upload it probably about 7 p.m. after I fight this last goblin. And I'm just waiting for him to spawn. So I'm going to give myself damage shield, and I'm going to see if Burnout 2 lands on me. I think it's only a pet spell, so let's not even bother. Alright, let's just go ahead and throw up the damage shield. I want to see how long it lasts anyways. I need to know. So what I'll do is I'll just pull with a nuke, which means I'm going to start taking damage right away. See if I can get another nuke off. Send him into attack. Now I'm going to hold aggro because he takes 13 damage. Right, he's taking my life down, but okay, I'm down to 79%. One more nuke. That was good. All right. And the final result, I'll tally up the experience, but let's park ourselves right where we need to be, which is right there. Yeah, sorry about all the wiggling around. Here's where we'll park ourselves. So that's going to be the end of this episode, 30-minute episode. Sorry I got lost in the beginning. I couldn't figure out where I was going, but I feel like I've relearned how to play Magician. It's a good class. And maybe next time I'll take myself over to Mistmoor and I'll fight in the graveyard. But this is a really nice chill solo camp for anybody level 28 to maybe 35. Yeah, 28 to 35 is probably a pretty good range to fight here solo. But guys, take care, have a great week, and thanks for watching.